that's the sort of thing I want to see, is a vision for the future. In fact, the buildings are almost secondary. The people who must build it, and that's what the phase we're in at the moment, it's a building phase. What I want to hear is a positive statement about how the site will be run, how it will be governed, what sort of structure it will have, and how the individual entities will be governed. Because places like this need to have very clear governance. It needs to be unbureaucratic and open. I also want to hear, for example, with the museum, what will it be doing? Will it have a collection or won't it have a collection? The architects, I know, would like to know that question answered too. I think the answer is fairly obvious. It must have a collection. So what are we going to collect? In Hong Kong, we need to tell the Hong Kong art story thus far. We have great artists like Louis Chan, Hon Chi Fan, these artists, and we can't see them. If you arrive in Hong Kong, say, I want to see a Louis Chan painting, your best bet is to go to a commercial gallery here. It's not on full-time public display. If you were to ask me to do an exhibition, and let's say it's a Hong Kong artist collection, in fact, I have recently started collecting sort of more drawings and works on paper as an opener. And these would be artists ranging from Fiona Wong to Sunny Wong, to ceramic artists working in Hong Kong. And then I'd probably go to photography, black and white photography. And I think the Hong Kong photographers have mapped out the grittiness and the streets that are dirty and crowded and full of action. Anyone who comes to Hong Kong who does not stop for 3 minutes on a corner and watch is mad, because that's the best show in town. And there is a particular little, I suppose it's a Dai Pai Dong, in the old Wan Chai market, the street market, and you do not go there at lunchtime because you'll be kicked out unless you order a meal. But at any other time of the day, you can sit on a corner, which must be one of the busiest pedestrian corners in Hong Kong without cars, and it is medieval in its the look, the people, the body forms, and the things they carry and do. And yes, there are a lot of office girls too, but it is something that is quite amazing. There's a snake shop there for those that are into the exotic, or it is the wonderful, wonderful clothes that, say, the domestic helpers wear on their day off. It can be everything. I would probably have photography next, that sort of documentary street flaneur type photography that Hong Kong photographers like John Fung and Song Kung have done over the years. And then I'd probably go into a room with maybe recently Doris Wong and her husband Kwang Seung Chi did a performance this year of different scenes about sadness, which are these elongated all-day performances where they're in a room and they act out a scene of sadness, and it's a scene that really is just ongoing, like after the character that was played by Doris had an abortion, the character played by Chi was comforting her So it was a performance basically of two people holding hands. I would then probably go into the history of ink painting in Hong Kong, where we reprise that period in the 60s when abstraction came to Hong Kong and pop art came to Hong Kong. And so you'd look at artists like Chung Yi and Louis Chan and Hon Chi Fun, artists like that, just to put a little bit of a historic context to it. Yes, some video, and I'd also, I would actually have a display of some of our lost heritage. We have lost so much in Hong Kong, and the battle now is to keep the sky. The high buildings means if you want to look at the sky, you have to look at that angle rather than that angle. And I'd have a little retrospective. And then, you know what I do? Just to end off, I have a collection of lots and lots of found signage, which have been quickly done by men who want, you know, a day job. If you go to Southern Playground in Wan Chai, they have those signs, which, I mean, that's been going for 50 years. That's been the place where people congregate if you need a worker for the day. You go there and pick them up in the morning. So there's signage there. There's those fantastic signs, you know, for people who want to buy VCD recorders and laser discs. I mean, they're antiques almost. So, you know, and when you walk around Hong Kong, there are a few of these old men or young men, and they do their own signage. The guy in Happy Valley is fantastic. His twos are smaller. In the phone number you have to ring him to sell. So the two is concentrated. Next time in Happy Valley, have a look. His signs are everywhere. The guy in Causeway Bay is fantastic. Fantastic calligraphy. So I would end with some of those street signs. That's probably where I'd end.
Excellent.
That'd be my exhibition.